video and the intro to Arm Balance and Inversions tutorial. Just follow right along with me. We'll do, you always want to be warmed up, of course. Again, I'll say in the wrist, the arms, the abs, and very open in the legs. And for this particular arm balance called side crow, you want to make sure that you get plenty of twisting in, whether it be from the top half of the body or from the bottom. So go ahead and pause the video and go into your warm up, whichever you may like to do. And we'll go ahead and start warming up our wrists and forearms. So bring the arms up overhead and begin to squeeze. Go faster and faster. Shake it out. You can bend the arms down, the hand down, and bend it back. Do the other side and bend it back. Just rotate the arms around, wrists around. You can take your first and second finger, thumb and first finger, whatever you want to say, and wrap it around your wrist, in between those bones, between your hand and your wrist. And you just squeeze and feel those bones separate. So squeeze into it and then just rotate the wrist around to get a little fluid movement in there, a little more mobility. Shake that out. And then just do the other side. All right, now we'll go ahead and get right to it. So to talk again about what you need to be able to do to get into most arm balances is you need to be able to hold a chaturanga, a low chaturanga. So in chaturanga, your hands will be slightly tilted out, the first finger towards the corner of your mat. Your elbows will rotate back towards your body. Now you're up in a high plank here, claw into the mat, and then bend your elbows back towards you, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly in, and hold. Now, if you can't hold that, then you most likely won't be able to do the arm balance. Another good suggestion is to lift yourself up, and hold on just a second. So I really like these cork blocks. They're a lot harder and heavier than regular squishy blocks. So one way to practice lifting yourself using your core and your arms is to place the blocks beside you. It may be easier to use the high level and just use your hands and push down into the blocks and lift your hips, and then see if you can lift your feet. You may be able to just keep your hips lifted and your feet on the floor, whether it be way down here, but pull that belly in, tuck the tailbone to strengthen that core to begin those arm balancing poses, building strength and stamina. So to get into side crow, we usually come into side crow from twisting chair. So I'll be in chair, and then I'll bring my right elbow to the outside of my left knee. I'll squat down, bring my hands, we'll come to the back here, bring my hands to the mat to my left side. And the beginner portion of side crow is to take your left knee onto the back of your right forearm and your left hip onto the back of your left forearm. So I'm up above my elbow. I don't mean forearm, I mean tricep. So of course I have my hands angled out. I'm beginning to bend my arms, leaning forward, using my chest muscles. And then I'm just gonna lift my right foot first, and then lift my left foot. And that's side crow. So for the other side, I'm just going to turn my feet in the opposite direction. Keep my hands here, my right knee to the back of my left forearm, my right hip to the back of my right forearm. I'm just going to lean into my hands, claw into the mat, lift the chest, and lift the feet. So that's the beginner, and it's actually called cloud because you're using your hip as a crutch. Now, the more advanced version of side crow is you're going to take your tricep, for this side, you're going to take your right tricep and move it more towards the center of your leg to get a little more balance. So you're only using one arm to hold yourself up. So I'm going to bring my hands down, shoulders width, begin to push down into my hands, lift one foot, and then lift the other. And then from here, you can straighten your legs. So the other side, turn my feet the other way, move my hands, get to my tricep about in the middle of my thigh, my upper thigh here. Bring my hands down, shoulders width, begin to push into the hands, flex the chest, flex the stomach, claw down into the mat, and lift the feet. And then you can straighten the feet. There's also a version of side crow that I've just recently learned, so I'm not the greatest at it yet, but it's called eagle crow. So you're going to take eagle legs, bringing the right foot on top of the left. I'm going to turn towards that way. So when I come down, I'm going to be, my right leg is going to be the stability. So my right thigh, I need to move my legs back for this one. This does take a little more flexibility and openness in the hips. So for this posture, it's good to open the hips a lot more. And you're just doing the same thing here, but with your legs crossed. And I can do a little better on the other side because I'm a little more flexible on that side. So in eagle, it's easier to get into it with your feet a little bit farther away. So yeah, like I said, still working on that. Well, I hope this video has been helpful. Stay strong, warriors. Namaste.